Street pro, bottom line. Flow, canteen, hot take, J&O. Sports professor, you know.
Street professor back again, it's game time. A la playa, no playtime, it's play guy. Cause we ain't talking about practice like AI. Sports professor spit the best takes out like AI. Artfully intelligent, I can't write mine. Rhyme citing your girl's DMs like Messi after the goal time. That was a triple entendre, did you catch me rambling? Flipping Simone Biles, we the bottom line champion.
I need my hands.
Let's go, street pro, bottom line. Flow, canteen, hot take, J&O. Sports professor, you know. Yo, street professor, I'm back, baby, like I never left. Bottom line, flow, canteen, hot take, J&O. Street!
Go hard, or go home, go home. Go hard, or go home, go hard, or go home, go hard, or go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home, go hard, or go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, know you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now. Drive a race car like a Atari now. Call filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Do me wrong, might slide on you. Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich. I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. I'm a warrior, I go back to back, then go back to back. If I top the top, then I double back, and I'm topping that. Yeah, I beat my own records. Yeah, I gotta get money fetish. Same team, I don't set trip. Never dull, this electric. Went and put the Ricks on my toes. Me and bro, that's the give and go. Stay 100, end zone. Keep them coming. I know. I won't flood my wrist, no, I'm not dumb like that. No. I just wanna give my mama 100 racks. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home.
What up?
What up?
Welcome to the bottom line. One Sports coming to you live, episode 141.
Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head I'm top
How's it
10,
going,
yeah,
everybody?
that's
I'm Flo.
Squad,
That guy's Canteen and the guy in the corner down there.
Funny how foes turn to friends now.
That's Hot Take Jake.
What's good, bro? How's everything?
What's going on, fellas?
Great week, man. Great week of football, baseball, NBA kicked off, man. Hey, so if you guys
they
are
late
watching
$1 short.
Yeah, y'all catch us on all our platforms: Facebook, X, YouTube, Spotify. The Bottom Line.
The Bottom Line Sports on Facebook. We got 1,900 members on Facebook. Let's go. Appreciate all the members on Facebook. Appreciate you guys watching right now. Whoever's watching right now, appreciate you. Stick around, hit some comments, join the conversation. with me and possibly Omar, the sports professor, coming soon. I think he's coming. He's finishing up another show. He's a busy man, always busy. All right, let's get Canteen's favorite music here. I think. Here we go. Nice and mellow. There you go. That's what we needed. The sports professor is coming to the house. He's here. He knows how to put himself in. There he is. The sports professor. He's here. All right, hold on. Here we go. There we go. So we can see the bottom line sports at the top. Appreciate everybody. And you can catch the sports professor also on Ball and Buds.
I don't think in my Randy Orton pose.
Oh my gosh.
Right now, I do not believe that I have seen such a wonderful and tremendous and fantastic opening day butt whooping like I saw last night. Shout out to your NBA champions and my favorite team, the Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum came out like a gangbuster. He was the first player ever. Let me repeat my professor's fact while I'm not even going to look at the screen because I want you to look at my hat. He was the first player ever in history.
Omar.
35 points. 10
rebounds, Omar.
And 8 3-pointers on 75% field goal made in a game. Jaylen Brown did not like being not taken on to the USA team. We are coming for revenge after we just hung up banner number 18, which, by the way,
coming in swinging.
Behind your Disney Mickey Mouse Championship don't count for crap. Holla at you, boy. Let me get my headphones before we get echo. I'll be right back.
All right, go ahead. A sports professor with a little diatribe to start the show about the Celtics. Game 1, professor. It's just game 1 of the season. There's like 81 more to go.
My gosh.
Somebody's excited. Anyway, I've never seen a guy so excited about game 1 of the NBA. All right, let's go, man. Let's talk. We're going to talk a little World Series.
No, because the problem is y'all are haters. And if it were your team, y'all would be like all hyped up.
I mean, it's not a game 1 of the new season. Of a new season. I mean, I could have. Did they hang the?
Your team comes out.
Wait.
Come out. They set a record 33 points.
Mr. Freeze is back.
And they blow their forlonged enemy. And supposed to be number, send him back to where he came from.
Okay. Mr. Freeze. There he is. Sports professor, aka Mr. Freeze, is back. He's frozen solid. And we'll hear him in a minute. Keep going. I don't know how long he's going to go, but we can't hear him. Is he frozen to you guys too?
Oh my, you're freezing.
Yeah, he froze up a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, he froze. You've been frozen. You've been frozen by the internet trying to get you to calm down. The internet's trying to freeze you. All right, let's go. I mean, hey, okay, granted, you should be a little excited, but game 1, that's a little overexcitement. I'm just saying you shouldn't brag about your team. Of course, you won the championship. You're coming back in the new year. You have a great game. It's one game, Omar. One game. All right, let's talk a little MLB.
Yes,
We're
sir.
a day late, $1 short. Supposed to be on yesterday. We didn't come on. We came on today, so we'll just go with it. Any thoughts, Professor, on the way it ended? I know you're rooting for your Mets, but it's going to be New York Yankees and the Dodgers. A series, of course, Jake is happy. He's a Yankees fan, but a series that's probably one of the most. It's funny because they've been met the most in NFL, and I guess in World Series history, they've met the most times, but they haven't met in 40 years. So it's kind of one of those weird things. Are you there, Professor?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we can't hear you. See, this is what happens. All right, Jake. Start us off so the professor comes back. I know you're happy about the Yankees making it.
How beautiful was it to watch Aaron Judge and Juan Soto, probably the biggest grab this offseason. He did the unthinkable. He closed out the Cleveland Guardians. We even got to rest and watch the Mets and Dodgers playoff.
Right.
It's not done, though.
Right.
We have a destiny to fulfill. Aaron Judge has won a triple crown. He's done all this. He's done everything except win himself a pennant. He wants to
Tony.
do it, and he deserves it. He will get it this year, and they will beat the Dodgers. I say in 6. I can't wait.
You already got the Dodgers in 6.
Hey,
post in 6.
Hey, post comments, Flo.
Yankees winning 6.
I no comment. I don't see no comments.
Yeah, I just said Tony. I thought you said Tony had said something.
No, he liked the show.
Okay.
I just said hi. Yeah, I was just saying hi because I saw him give us a like. Give us a like out there, you guys watching right now. 4 or 5 people. There he is. He's back again with the championship.
Can somebody take this guy's camera out of here? My God, the damn Celtics. They better prove it this year, Omar. They don't get all those injuries during the Eastern Conference.
They got to prove it this year, Omar. Don't count it. Last year is an asterisk year.
One of the biggest asterisk years of all time.
I'm just messing with you, Omar.
You know what? Well, first of all, buddy boy.
Buddy boy. Oh.
Let's get asterisk.
No, asterisk championship. That was an asterisk, Omar. Don't do that. That was an asterisk.
Don't do that, Omar.
Every year. Every conference y'all played, every semifinals, final, there was an injury every time. You got to practically walk through the East. Miami didn't have Butler. It was such an easy. What's it called?
Omar, we can't.
Flagging out again.
Mm-hmm.
There he is. There he is. What up? There's Tony.
Hey, what's good, Tony?
What's up?
Hey, Flo, let me
he's saying repeat season, Jake. He's saying repeat season.
No, that's not happening. That's
what he's saying.
Hey, Flo, let me hit this part on the baseball, man. So
yeah, go ahead.
Hey, man, the way the baseball season ended, I thought was spectacular, man. I thought the 2 best teams ended up going to the World Series, man.
Right.
I would say this, man. I think it's going to go 7 games. It's going to go 7 games, and I feel as if the Yankees will pull out in 7 games, man. I'm just being. I think the Dodgers are a great team. The Dodgers have had a phenomenal season.
7 games.
They've done great things, but I like what Aaron Judge and company, what they're bringing to the table.
Yep.
And so, as I said, man, we'll probably be watching this thing until Saturday night, November the 2nd, man.
Okay.
Saturday night, November the 2nd. A lot of great football that night too, but the World Series is gonna probably run 7 games, man, to get that money's worth and let it go.
You say you like what Judge is doing, but he barely got his first home run the other day.
Be patient.
Time to show out when it matters most.
I'm saying you like what he's doing. What has he done? He hasn't done much. He's kind of underperformed.
This is when the big boys come to the table, man.
Yep.
But you said you like what he's doing. He hadn't done anything.
I mean, he's done well throughout the duration of getting here, Flo.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Get in here, but I'm just saying he hasn't
Your
done.
number's now called. I promise.
Hey, Clever D. Free season.
Clever D,
Mr. Frozen.
What's happening with you, buddy, on the last episode?
Tony tells Battle of the Bullpens.
Yankees.
That's true. Yank got a better bullpen.
Let's go, Tony.
But Tony, how much better is it? Is it significantly better or is it slightly better? Is it just a slight of an edge or is it a significant edge? You know? I'm just saying. All right. Let us know what you think. Who's going to win? So you got the Yankees. I was trying to see what Professor said, but he keeps freezing. He keeps freezing on us. I'm going to go Dodgers.
Dodgers? And Dodgers in what, 5 or 6?
You know what? I like the dramatic. I'm going to go Dodgers in 7.
Okay.
Dodgers in 7. This will be a long series. I like Ohtani. To pitch a game somewhere.
Okay.
I like him to get in there and close. Be a closer here somewhere. I don't know. But I think Ohtani's been having a better postseason, to be fair. I think Ohtani's been having a better postseason this year. Mr. Freeze is back. Okay, there you go. He says slightly better. Both teams have bats. Yankees will win the shootout.
Absolutely, they will.
All right, Sports Professor. Let us know what you think. Hopefully, you don't freeze again. But yeah, both Jake and Canteen are taking the Yankees. Jake in 6, Canteen in 7. I'm taking the Dodgers in 7. Where you stand here with this World Series, Professor?
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
We can.
Yes, we can, Omar.
Okay.
Baby.
Finally, I know that all these Celtics haters were out here just trying not to let me get my talk on, and that's fine. I'll stop. I see that y'all were out there trying to hack the systems. The network's all messed up, so I can't talk. I look out here. I look like a Max Headroom back in the
Jake's
80s.
Jake's buddies are sabotaging you.
No. The Final Say podcast, which sounds just like the bottom line. So out here trying to
right? He just mixed up the words. He got some synonyms for the same words, right?
Is one of the greatest of all time. Those guys are killing it.
Really,
it's right behind us, right?
He didn't put
right behind us, right, Jake?
Whatsoever.
They're doing what they got to do, man.
What'd you say, Jake?
They're rooks and they're kicking ass.
No, hey, you know what? I love y'all. Y'all are hilarious. Y'all crack me up. Make sure y'all subscribe to Jake's podcast, the Final Say podcast on YouTube. We need to get together about some SEO
the
stuff.
Bottom Line's
Titles,
only one and only Hot Take Jake over.
Also,
on
the Bottom Line Sports, and also Ball and Buds, where you would have been able to find our combat sports special with Clubber D, the Combat G. There he is, right on time.
Yeah, he got on your
I hope y'all.
I know
enjoyed.
He got on you for freezing.
Well, I don't want to hear anything about getting on anybody. All right, I don't want to hear.
You need to upgrade. You need to upgrade from your Kmart.
I have a lot of things
internet.
I can say about each and every one of you on every program that I've ever worked on.
Oh, okay.
Repeat season, Tony. Thank you. Anyways, okay. This is
season.
my astute analysis. I am going to take the Dodgers. I'm taking the Dodgers in 7 games.
Yes.
Why? Because I want it to be 7 games. Because I
want it to be 7 too.
Because I want to see a really good series. Because the MLB is getting their dream right now. They're getting the two most historic franchises ever, 2 of the most winning franchises ever, 2 of the franchises with the most stars ever, most recognizable names: Jackie Robinson, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Mickey Mantle, the late great rest in power Fernando Valenzuela, who just died today.
Fernando Valenzuela.
Okay. Yeah, I mean he's regarded as one of the biggest Dodgers legends ever. I got the Dodgers pulling this out. A lot of star power on both sides. Shohei, Mookie Betts, Freeman on one side. Judge, Soto, Mr. Stanton is looking like Mr. October, the second coming of Reggie Jackson out this piece.
He was in a couple of these series, Dodgers, Yankee series, wasn't he? He was in at least one.
Oh, I'm sure. There's no October without Mr. October.
Hey, Omar. Talk about they've met more than any other 2 teams in the World Series, but it's been 40 years since they last met. It's just kind of a dichotomy, interesting,
There's a weird juxtaposition, as you may.
Juxtaposition.
Talking about what a wonderful word for a Puerto Rican.
I was thinking dichotomy, but maybe that's just not the right word.
No, dichotomy is good too. They're both synonyms of each other. They're both good words. So what I would say is this is a byproduct of, let's be completely honest now, we're hyping up the Yankees and Dodgers for being powerhouses. But not too long ago, before Magic Johnson invested into the Dodgers and before, the older Steinbrenner passed away, the Yankees and Dodgers weren't doing too good there for about 10 years. And even more so, neither of these franchises had been in the position to win a World Series, including the Yankees, going back all the way to when they played the Mets in the Subway Series back in 2000. So have there been many very...
Omar.
You know what? I conveniently put those things out of my mind when it comes to the team.
Don't you?
Hey, so Professor, I'm going to let the guys ask you baseball questions. You're the resident, the Bottom Line Sports baseball expert for our little show here. So could this be, and then Canteen and Hot Take can give you a question if they have it, but could this be the battle of the breaker? I mean, because both these teams apparently are good at breaking balls and throwing the breaking ball. Could this be the battle of the breaking ball? See who does it better and who's able to hit it better, or who's able to hit, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, look, when you've got so many mashers on both teams, guys that can just take a fastball and clobber it 450 feet, like you have 6 of those in both of those lineups. Yeah, inherently you'd like to have a lot of fastballs going down the middle or on the black that they could just blast out the stadium. But that's not what good pitchers do. Good pitchers come with a repertoire of 4 to 5 pitchers as a starter, 3 to 4 as a reliever, 3 at a minimum for any real pitcher that wants to be good in the major leagues. And if you're one of those pitchers that can master your pitch, like a Blake Trinan from the Los Angeles Dodgers, if he could pitch every inning and without losing stamina, the Los Angeles Dodgers would win in a heartbeat. I tell you right now, if you all have never seen a breaking ball break 5 to 6 inches on the plane and then 2 to 3 feet on the tail end of the break, then go watch Blake Trinan from the Los Angeles Dodgers. He throws a wicked breaking ball that looks like it's AI. It looks like it's not even real. And the way it just goes all the way across the plate. If you haven't seen it, I'm telling you, go look up video. I know I'm underselling it right now, but if you could throw a breaking ball like that, he had my Mets hitters looking silly last round.
Okay. All right, Ken, you got something for the professor?
By the way, shout out to my Mets. I love you all. I know you didn't make it to the World Series, and I was so looking forward to go. But you know what? This has been my favorite Mets team ever. So joyful and just so much.
And the beginning of the season, I tried to hype you up, say, "Hey, what are the chances of the Mets?" And you were like, the Mets suck. They stink. They should sell the whole team and blah blah blah. You're going on your diatribe about the Mets. And then even as the season started, hey, the Mets are looking good. What do you think? They should just lose and trade and do all this stuff. And I'm like, okay. And then about halfway through the season, you start changing your tune, Omar.
Well, as any fan is to do, and especially a realist like myself, not only do I go with the ebbs and flows, but I realize that you can't win all the time, and sometimes I get a little negative. But I do know that the Mets did, yes, you're very right, surpassed everything I thought they would do. I thought we weren't going to do anything this year. So shout out to them. But as a true fan, I rose with them. Out of the ashes. I rose like the Undertaker.
You got anything for Omar, Canteen?
Hey Omar, so with the first 2 games, man, in the World Series, here's my question, man. I know the first 2 games are going to be out in LA. So what type of performance do you see from Shohei Ohtani in the first 2 games?
So look, there's been and going back to our favorite word of the day, or the word, we should have a the word. I should do a the word of the day.
Is it
the word? What's the word of the day? Is it dichotomy or is it
dichotomy or
dichotomy?
So for those out there, let the professor's word of the day teach you a little bit. Dichotomy or juxtaposition relates to when you're in a situation and you're looking at 2 sides of the different situation. Now, seeing that forward, so Shohei Ohtani going into the Mets series had a really weird thing going on. He was 7 for 22 with men in running or runners in scoring position, which meant a man on second or third. But he was 0 and 19 with no one on base. So with no one on, he was not able to hit the ball at all in the division series.
Is that more mental, you think?
I don't know. It could be because they also had the break. They had the bye.
Okay.
Maybe he lost a little bit within that time.
What up, Nard?
That's so weird.
What's up, bro?
Shut up, bro. It's so weird to see such a great hitter have that happen. And in a way you wouldn't think. You think it'd be the opposite. You think he'd be performing in the lesser situations. But he was still performing in the high pressure, but not performing when there was no one on. So weird. weird dichotomy there. But to answer your question, Canteen, I got Shohei as my MVP. I think he's going all out this year.
All right, Jake, what do you got? I know that you're a Yankees fan.
Omar, I just have one question for you, buddy.
Here he comes, Omar.
He's coming.
I'm going to ask you one question, and this is more of a baseball question.
Yes.
The longer the series goes, benefits which team? Come on, Omar.
That's deep.
That's a wise question, buddy. The longer the series goes, benefits which team? Which team benefits off of a longer series?
I mean, obviously, if you're thinking of this as a if you're thinking about this logically, most people would say, well, the Dodgers inherently would have that advantage since they have the extra game at home, right? They have 4 games at home, while the Yankees only have 3 games at home. But
come on, spit it out. Spit it out, Omar.
He doesn't want to because he's rooting for the Dodgers like me.
The Yankees players can play anywhere. While it is very well known that West Coast teams, and I'm not saying this is going to impale the Dodgers, but it is known that West Coast teams going into the East Coast, New York, late in the heart of October when it's very chilly, those bats sometimes start to go a little quiet. So can we see
start to freeze up, huh?
Nothing but the sun pulling Omar and a sports professor and freeze themselves out? It could be possible.
Okay.
But so I'd say the Dodgers inherently because they have the extra game, but the Yankees are built for that because they also can play in the weather. But you know what? I don't care. I wanted to go
now,
7
Omar,
because I want to see the best series. That's what.
Now, Omar, do you think the Yankees will take one in LA and they'll give them the edge?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yep, I have the Yankees winning Game 2 of the series, but I also have the Dodgers taking one at the Yankees. I don't know which one, but I do have them taking one.
Okay. So one final question for the sports professor. So could the fact that Freddie Freeman seems compromised still from the sprained ankle, could that play a big part in this series? Or, is that just kind of one of the things you got to play through? You got just next guy, or whatever, what do you think?
Well, there's no next guy up to replace a Freddie Freeman type of player.
Well, I mean,
yes. No, I get what you're saying.
Right.
Obviously, it has to
the
be
next guy's got to step up a little bit.
Someone is going to have to play, but if you lose him, you want even a 50% Freeman over whoever your bench player is. I guarantee.
Okay, so you're saying even compromised, it's better to have him in there.
Right. Now the problem is, I'm going to go with you on that, Flo. How compromised is he? Because against the Mets, he looked like he could barely run around. So at some point, you get to the point of, am I hurting my own team by continuing to play through this injury? So again, I give you a 50% ratio. I think if you can play at 50%, you let him go out there. If he gets to about 25% and he can't get the ground balls, he's not able to run out bases, then you got to talk to him about, hey, bro, you might have to put you back.
Right. Well, they had a kind of a long break in between now. I mean, maybe he's starting to feel better. We'll see how he comes out. I bet he'll give it a shot, and then I bet they see how he feels. And
he's
then
definitely going to try to play. There's no way he doesn't try.
Right. Okay. All right. Any final thoughts for the World Series for the professor?
That's it, bro.
All right. Let's go to everyone's favorite, the professor's mixed bag.
Mixed bag. We've got a huge mixed bag for you today. First things first, shout out to the new, I was going to say WNBA, but I said new first. The new WNBA champion, New York Liberty. Yes, they closed out the Minnesota Lynx in 5 games. And gentlemen, I don't know if any of you actually watched this series, but I watched every single game, and by God, it was an awesome series. It came down to the last minute in 3 of the 5 games, and it was great. great theater. So I suggest you at least go back and watch the highlights. But shout out to New York Liberty. If you are a conspiracy theorist, you may be one to say that they rigged this for the Liberty, considering how many chances the Liberty had, considering how many times the referees may have made some calls that may have kept them in the game. I am not one here to accuse or say anything of the such, but those things have been floated around the internet the past few days. That being said, it doesn't matter. The original franchise New York Liberties are now finally champions after their 6th time of going to the championship. Shout out Brianna Stewart and Jonquil Jones, who was the MVP. Shout out her as well. And as well, update there is a work stoppage now. The Players Association and the WNBA have decided they wanted to opt out of the collective bargaining agreement. They see how valuable this is, and they want more money. They see what the men have got. They see that they just
they're bringing in more money.
Well, that's fine, but listen here. Listen to me.
Okay.
Listen. They had 2.15 million rating average for their finals games, the most in their history. The Caitlin averaged 2.2 million, a little more in her 2 games. So they are trying to capitalize off of all of this new attention. And I do want to leave that to thoughts for the other gentlemen, but let me get to my other things real quick. Tiger Woods is starting a new golf league in January. It's called. It's gonna be kind of cool for you.
Okay.
It's called the TMRW Golf. Old people like Flo. Yes, that's right. Thank you.
Oh wow.
The TMRW Golf League, or the Tomorrow Golf League. It will take place in a virtual setup. So they're going to play down in Orlando in the wide worlds of sports. And the only thing that's going to be on live course is going to be the chipping and the putting. The driving and everything else will be done virtually in one of those virtual drive, whatever things that they have. So look forward to that. Should be good, at least TV. Why is he doing this? Well, because he probably can't walk the course anymore and he still wants to be involved. I don't know.
Wow.
Shots fired. Sorry, Tiger. I love you. Lions wide receiver Jamison Williams facing a 2-game suspension for violating NFL's substance abuse policy. So, not a huge hit because it's only 2 games, but definitely not something good for the youngster who is also coming off gambling suspension before that. So it just doesn't look great. NBA is back 10 games tonight. If you didn't, NHL is back. They had the Frozen Frenzy last night. Every team played. Make sure you catch both of those. Again, NBA has 10 games tonight. And then last, but certainly not least, I need to give a personal shout out to a person that just makes my day every day. I get to come on this, or every week I get to come on this show.
Okay.
And I get to look at him while I demolish him. And look at him while he laughs with the stupid pair of glasses and that orange hat. I want to give a thank you to Hot Take Jake.
My Yankees hat.
For making me the best ever, because I'm able to crush him every week. He is my Skip Bayless.
Man.
Absolutely.
You are my Skip.
What do you think I was doing for 3 weeks? It's sad.
I was watching. I watched every episode while I was going.
He just insulted you while complimenting you, Jake.
I know. I did.
I just wish you would have been there the weekend after the Raiders lost to the Broncos. You don't know how bad I wanted to see you that day.
He wanted to see you really bad that day.
Bad. He wanted you bad.
Okay, let's finish up. Hold on.
I'm not lying. I kind of was happy I was not able to be here.
That was the sports professors mixed bag. Okay. All right. Thank you, sports professor. Appreciate you. Let's get a little college football canteen. We can talk about different things, but there's a little shakeup at the top as Alabama loses once again and Georgia upsets, so to speak, Texas. I'm sure Jake doesn't like that too much, but talk about a canteen. what do you got here in college? Shake up here with the Georgia winning and Alabama losing, and just go after it, Ken.
All right, man. So let's hit the Georgia Texas game, man. Was like this, right? Georgia won 30-15, man. When we look at the numbers, man, Carson Beck went 23 for 41, 175 yards. He threw for 3 interceptions. But we can caveat on this. Etienne had 19 carries, 87 yards, and he scored 3 touchdowns. Etienne, right? Dealt 2 receptions, 45 yards. Ewers, 25 for 43, 211 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interceptions. Weisner, 15 carries, 52 yards, and Golden 3 receptions, 77 yards. Man, as I told everybody, and as I've said all year long, welcome to the SEC.
Right.
Texas and Oklahoma, welcome to the SEC. Georgia knocked off the number 1 team. All Georgia had to do is just went out, ride it out. Offense, defense looks good on both sides of the ball for Georgia.
This could be a rematch.
Could be a rematch for the SEC championship.
Right.
What I'm saying is Mike Bubble makes some great calls as offensive coordinator. Here's the thing you got to worry about. What's Alabama going to do? Alabama got a tough schedule. Their schedule doesn't get easier from here.
Right. Yeah.
I think Georgia's fine on the way out.
Right.
Go Dogs.
Okay. All right. Thoughts, Professor? We'll get to Jay Glass. He's pretty upset about this whole thing.
No, I laugh at this.
Hey, Professor, before you go, I was gonna kind of lead off with a question for you, because I know that Hot Take Jake blames this on Quinn Ewers. Yeah, and I told him it was his.
My point on that.
Well, no, hold on.
Go ahead.
I'm saying he blames it on Quinn Ewers, but I tend to say it's the offensive line was letting them down.
Pathetic.
As opposed to because he didn't. Once Manny went in, it wasn't much better, and so I think that's what I think.
By then, Omar, he was down 17.
It doesn't matter. But he didn't look any better. He looked worse actually.
You're down 17 points. The momentum
doesn't matter.
Shifted. It's in college. Come on, man. Come on.
Football's
a momentum game sport.
Exactly. You shift the momentum by bringing in a supposed better quarterback.
You let Archie walk in, Omar, and now he's got no run game to have with him.
But it's the offensive line, Jake. It's not Quinn Ewers.
Stop. I called this, Omar. What happened, Omar, is I called this a week and a half ago on my other pod.
He's trying to take credit for everything.
Matt tried to come at me and tried to tell me Quinn Ewers is the damn quarterback that can take us there. And I told his ass. I said it, Omar. I said Quinn's got to show me that he can prove it. And when this
you didn't show us,
man. He failed to do it, Omar.
It doesn't matter. I don't know if this is more, but this is in Quinn Ewers. This is more the offensive line. Go ahead, Omar. What's your thoughts?
So I agree a little bit with both of you. So I hate to hedge here, but I see that you all have had some very extensive arguments about this already beforehand. So, look, the offensive line was horrid. They treated both of those quarterbacks very bad. But Quinn Ewers had a bad game. There's just no other way around that.
Except that.
And he had a bad game. I think it was from injury, and I think it was a rust in having to come back. You're in a tough environment. Like, that's not an easy place. I don't have
back in the 2 most important games, Omar.
I agree with that.
On the 2 most important games of the season, you bring him back right there. You don't give him a free gimme before that. No, you bring him on the toughest parts. That's a bad move by Steve.
But Omar, look at this, Omar.
I agree with that because Arch was rolling, but at the same time, hold on, but at the same, I didn't mean to step on you. But at the same time, you gotta look at this like this, Jake. Think about this. This is your starting quarterback, right? He's your number 1.
Right.
He's played with you all of last year, so it's not like he's a freshman, right? He should be able to come back into those big spots without much of it. Now, I say it was rust from injury, not from the fact that he was not able to come back and play in that environment. He should be able to play in that environment no matter what. But Arch didn't play better, as we said. I do think Arch is a quarterback. I do think I would have stuck with Arch.
Thank you.
I would have. Yeah, I would have gone back because Arch was playing so well. But again, You're trying to value the number one, and you're trying to give him a chance. I understand. It's college.
I get it.
It's
It's his
not the
senior
NFL.
season. This
That's
is
exactly right.
He's
He's
yeah,
never gonna have
I
another
get exactly
chance.
what you
Right.
mean, Omar. But I've been screaming at Matt this whole time for the past month. Bro, Arch is the better QB. I see it. Well,
Yeah,
against bad
no
teams,
doubt about that.
he's winning
No doubt about
55. When Quinn plays against those bad teams,
And
we're
we're
barely
bad
winning
teams,
28-35. Arch is killing.
Although we did call you out about playing those bad teams, and I strictly remember you not saying that they were as bad back then. But okay.
Exactly.
Well,
When y'all were
Oklahoma,
racking up wins.
he looked bad.
Well, Oklahoma don't look so good right now, do they? Oklahoma looks like trash.
And why did
Like a
I think
dumpster
if
fire.
Arch played that game, it would have been a blowout like no other. It would have been a beyond blowout.
Okay. I'm not going to disagree with you. I like Arch. I like Arch a lot. I'm not going to disagree with you at all.
That's who I
love
would
Eddie Manning. Any Manning you give me, I'm taking all day long. Like,
That's
I
what
don't
I
even
said.
watch Monday Night Football. I watch the Manning cast, okay?
That's what I do
Except
too.
when,
I do
except
too.
when
I don't
Bill
watch that.
My wife
Belichick.
gets
Except
so
Bill
mad at me.
Belichick.
I don't watch that
Bill
mess.
Belichick comes on, I have to turn it off.
Hey, so speaking of that, real quick, you just mentioned Bill Belichick. How do you feel about the,
Call him by his new
Being-
call him by his correct
being-
government name.
being
Call him by
owned
his
once again
government.
by Tom Brady?
Call him by his government.
Being owned again by Thomas Patrick Brady. Omar.
Alberto Flores. Call him by his government, please.
Alberto Flores.
What about my government name?
Call Bill
Alberto.
Belichick by his government name.
What is it?
Billy
Bill
Belichick.
Belichick. Mr.
Oh, Belichick.
Belichick.
Okay,
Oh
Bill
my
Belichick.
gosh.
My bad.
Billy
Thank you.
Belichick.
What do I think? What was the question now? Look, you got me off.
Yeah, no. I mean, how do you feel being owned once again now, literally owned by Thomas Patrick Brady?
Why is he owned by Thomas Patrick Brady? Who is?
No, the Raiders, your team, being owned once
What does
again.
that have to do with Bill Belichick?
I don't
Why
know,
would you
because
say
I heard his name. I just wondered your thoughts, because I know.
That's
I
a
know
horrible segue. You gotta do that a little smoother, man. You gotta
Okay.
do that a little smoother so we all understand where you're going. You're supposed to lead
okay.
us. You're supposed to lead us like the water that
Okay.
flows into the river. Okay.
Well, that's the professor. I thought maybe you would catch that
Tom
one.
Shady, Bill Belichick, and the rest of the scam New England cheaters up there in Cheaterland. I hate it. I hate it, to be
Okay.
completely honest. Okay?
Okay.
I don't think that someone that has desecrated and ruined our franchise, the man who was the integral part of the worst call in NFL football history, the man that was at the center
The Tuck
of
rule.
the abominable
Yeah.
Tuck rule, which is just a made-up piece
The
of
Tuck
crap because
rule.
they didn't like Al Davis and they called down Mr. What was his name? What was the former commissioner's name? I forgot his name. Damn. what was
Oh
his
yeah,
name?
I can't remember.
Oh,
his
I
name.
forgot his name.
I forgot his
Somebody
name
look that up for me. Oh no. Anyways, whatever. Al Davis, he called down.
too.
and he
Tagliabue.
was like,
Tagliabue.
"No, Tagliabue, Paul Tagliabue, that was it." And then, thank you. and they called to some stupid rule we had never heard before. So Bill Belichick, Tom Shady, and the New England cheaters could
So
win
on the secret
AFC
phone, secret radio,
and
it's
go
like
on to the Super. Yeah,
implement the Tuck rule.
that's right. Talk about conspiracy theories. I'm
They broke
talking about it
they
right
broke
now.
glass in case of emergency, and they said
Hey.
implement Tuck rule.
Hey, tell me. Now, you want to know what the worst part about this is, gentlemen? You want to know what the worst part about that Tuck rule was? The worst part about it is that it ruined the Raiders franchise for the next, where are we at, 20 years. The last time we went to the Super Bowl was 2001.
Now I'd be talking crazy.
Now, we should have, let me get,
Okay.
sorry,
I agree with
sorry,
that.
2003 is the last time we went to the Super Bowl. My bad. Excuse me.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
the worst part about that is if the New England cheaters and Bill Belichick and Tom Brady don't get this crazy newfangled made-up Tuck rule, not only do the Oakland, now Las Vegas Raiders not suck for 20 years. No, gentlemen. We go on to four-peat because we would have beat the Rams that year.
Stop.
We would have then kept John Gruden and beat the Buccaneers. We would have then gone on to beat the Panthers, and then we would have gone on to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. We would have won
Chucky would
4
have never won a ring.
championships in a row.
Omar, you're drunk. Chucky would have never won a ring with the Raiders.
You think the Rams beat us that year? They could barely beat the Patriots who had a crappy offense. Get out of here.
The greatest
we had
show
Jerry
on
Rice.
turf
We
was
had
this
Jim
Hey, so
Brown.
let's move on. We're supposed to be.
And if it wasn't for Tony,
man.
if it wasn't for Tony fat ass Saragusa, who flattened Rich Gannon like a pancake, man, he rested.
We're supposed to be on college football, and I just threw it off the rails.
Yeah,
I should have got Omar started on. Anyway, all right. So
I don't agree, Nard. I don't agree.
I agree.
All right, so let's finish up with these. So Oregon now is number 1 place, but also Indiana technically is in first place in the Big Ten. 2 surprise teams. No one thought Indiana, maybe Oregon.
Indiana beat Nebraska. They beat Nebraska really bad.
That's what I'm saying. Indiana and Oregon at the top. Do these 2 teams, what do you think, guys? Can Omar and Jake, do these 2 teams stay atop the Big Ten going through the rest of the season?
So here's what we got. Flo. We got college game day is going to be at Nebraska. I think it's Nebraska and Ohio State this week. I think that's where college game day is going to be at. But
okay, but answer the question.
Nebraska at 5-2 right now. I think they have a slight possibility of probably beating Ohio State, but man, like I said, the whole college thing is all jumbled up right now.
But Indiana and Oregon are atop the Big Ten. They're undefeated. Do either one or both stay atop the Big Ten is my question.
Nah, man. I mean,
either one.
I think Oregon will win, but Ohio
you
State.
Don't think Indiana will?
Nah, Indiana won't. No, definitely no.
Okay. What do you think, Omar? Any of these teams have a chance to continue to lead the Big Ten?
Who's that?
Indiana and Oregon.
I wasn't listening.
They're 7-0. They're both 7-0, 4-0 in the conference.
Well, Flo, if you ever actually wanted to improve yourself in life, and I know sometimes you do, but it seems like the gentlemen here at this group of gentlemen, you just don't seem to want to improve yourselves that much. Why do I say this? Because if you did, you'd listen to the professor a little more. And the professor called Oregon as one of his top 4 teams, gentlemen. Start listening to me because I'm always right. Oregon, top 4. They will be there at the end of the year. Indiana will not, though, by the way, because their quarterback has had surgery for an injury.
Oh, he had an injury. Okay.
Curtis Rankin, so he is out, so you can now get on.
Oh, so now they're going to start to diminish. They don't have a good backup, I'm assuming.
Yes. By the way, Jake, if you're talking crap to Clubber D, he's asking me why you're talking crap. He might come on after Dusty.
When did I talk crap to Clubber D?
Oh, I don't know. He's going to ask you when you want.
I got to get on him about his Niners soon.
Hey, tell him come on.
All right, well, come on when football starts. I don't know why I'm talking to my phone. Like, you can hear me. I wasn't like talking.
I got you.
All right. What do you think, Jake? Omar says he called Oregon.
Indiana stays afloat. Not only that,
now, of course, now this quarterback's gone. But
well, that and then Ohio State was going to demolish them with their quarterback.
That's
Ohio State barely lost that game to Oregon. I think they were the better team. They just lost Oregon in Oregon. I mean, that's college football at its finest. You losing it. You can't losing away with 18-year-olds is not. That's part of the game.
Right.
What about Oregon
though? They can make it. The thing is my 2 sleepers is LSU.
Okay.
And the Miami Hurricanes. Those are my 2 sleepers.
To make the playoffs or make the top 4?
I mean, Miami's not much of a sleeper at this point. They're undefeated.
But Jake made a good point. Jake made a good point about LSU.
Them serious.
Because I think LSU going to Alabama.
That's true.
I think LSU going to beat Bama.
Yeah, I think LSU beats Bama.
Well, I'd like to go back to a point that I heard Ken say earlier when I was fixing my headphones because I was trying to get my headphones to work so there was no echo. Canteen had a very cogent point.
Salient.
A very salient point, very cogent analysis when he decided to say that the SEC and the Big Ten, let's not leave out, are now just going to be the battlegrounds for how many good teams can beat the crap out of each other, still have a bunch of losses, but still be the best teams in the nation. And that's what's going to happen. So that's why every year going on from here on out, we're going to see 2 and 3 loss Alabama, LSU, Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, and so on and so forth that are still good enough and still win the national championship because of the parity and because of the more teams in the league and the improved competition within each league.
Yep.
Okay. So that being said, could Texas A&M be another sleeper team? I mean, they're at top of the SEC right now as we speak. They're undefeated in the SEC, and if they end up beating LSU this week, I mean, could they be the sleeper team that wins that conference or at least goes to the championship?
I'm gonna leave that up to Canteen because that's his conference. But I will say to me, Texas A&M has hold on, check real quick, Canteen. I'm gonna send it to you. Texas A&M has been a huge surprise to me, and I agree with Jake. I think their time runs up with LSU. Sorry, Canteen.
Okay.
I think they're gonna give LSU a run for their money. But here's the kicker, though. Here's the kicker. They got to see Texas at the end of the season.
Right.
They got to see the Longhorns at the end of the season, Flo.
Who?
And so
A&M?
I'm not saying they're going to tap out.
What if they beat them?
If A&M wins out, then that's a big difference.
Right.
There's a huge difference, bro. Yeah.
So what if they beat? Will you believe more on them if they beat LSU?
If they beat LSU, let's talk turkey. We can talk about it.
Okay.
We can talk about it if they beat LSU.
Okay. So what about now another team in the, kind of a surprise team, if you will, in the SEC is the Tennessee. It's Tennessee Vols. They're going to play Georgia soon, and so you can ill afford to lose to them. Could Tennessee be one other sleeper team to be at the top of the SEC? Then everybody was thinking, huh? Go ahead, Ken. You go. I'm just.
I mean, for Georgia at this point, we ain't losing no more, bro. Georgia not losing.
Not to Tennessee.
We're not out, and I'm gonna tell you why Georgia's not gonna lose no more. Okay. Georgia made a statement game when we went to Texas. Everybody had Texas on a pedestal, and we beat them on both sides of the ball.
Okay.
We got Florida next weekend. We're gonna kill Florida. Ole Miss gonna give us a run for our money. And Tennessee got to come see us in Athens. And it's a wrap then, Flo. It's a wrap then.
Okay, now Tennessee has beaten 3 top 25 teams. You've played 3 top 25 teams, but you lost. But you lost to Alabama, and they beat Alabama. So how about that?
They beat Alabama at home.
Okay,
they beat Bama at home.
That's fair.
We were on the road against Bama.
Okay,
Tennessee coming to my place.
Okay, what do you guys think, Tennessee? Any thoughts on Tennessee?
Your quarterback Carson Beck. You didn't win that Texas game.
What about Josh Heupel? He's a great. He's like a really good coach. Josh Heupel's a good coach.
Well. And I'll be honest with you, I think he fails against Tennessee.
Really?
I think y'all lose to Tennessee.
What?
Wow.
He don't even believe it himself, man. Yeah, Jay don't believe that.
He don't believe that? He's just talking.
You seriously think Tennessee gonna beat us at home in Athens?
Carson Beck played terribly.
We have not lost to anybody in Athens.
He had 3 interceptions his last game.
Here's what I want y'all to understand.
You had a short field a lot. That's what saved you.
Flo.
Yeah.
We have not lost to any prominent team at home. We beat Auburn at home. Who else?
That was your team.
That was
Mississippi State. We beat Mississippi State at home. SEC at home.
Just some bum
teams.
Right.
But they're SEC teams. We didn't lose nobody at home.
This ain't just random SEC. This is Tennessee, buddy. They went to Bama and said, Bama, we better than y'all. I saw y'all get their ass blown out by Bama, and the only reason
it's very possible
is Bama let off the gas.
Dog, we lost to Bama in Alabama.
Canteen is very possible.
They're not gonna beat us at home.
Okay.
It's very possible y'all lose that game. It is very.
Now he's coming in on it too.
Very possible.
Woo! Here they come.
Shout out to Shout out. Shout out to my.
All right, so real quick, before we move on college football, there's a lot of pretty good games. Who's on bigger upset alert? In coming into this weekend, week 9, Alabama plays Missouri. They're 15. Could they lose possibly a third game? That would be devastating for them. Texas versus number 25, Frisky Vanderbilt. Could they lose possibly to Vanderbilt? Oregon playing number 20, Illinois. LSU losing to Texas A&M. Is anybody on upset alert this weekend?
All I'm saying is right here, Flo.
Okay.
Don't worry about Texas Vanderbilt. Don't worry about Florida State Miami.
Okay.
You don't even have to worry about Missouri Alabama. But I'm gonna tell you the game that's gonna make a lot of people itch their pants.
Okay.
A&M gonna beat LSU.
Oh.
A&M gonna beat LSU. I'm telling you now.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a close game. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout.
I can see that.
But I like Mike Elko.
I can see it go either way.
And I'm telling you that's gonna be the game.
Upset alert.
Man, from the boys, man. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I mean, is that really an upset though? That's not really an upset, is it?
I mean, it's number 8 versus 14, so I mean, it is an upset by the definition of an upset. It's an upset.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think? You got a better one, Omar? You got a better upset alert?
No, go to Jake first. I'm sorry, I was not ready at all. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, you got an upset alert, Jake.
I was trying to respond to Clever D, and I was.
You were trying to reach into your professor's bag, and there was nothing there. It was empty.
Empty.
I'm looking. I don't see one at all.
You don't see an upset alert? Okay, that's fair. If you don't see one, I mean, I think that's fair.
I think I don't know why people don't believe him. When Brian Kelly wins this game, he deserves his respect.
Okay.
But if he loses, what happens? And if he loses, Jake, he still got Alabama on the slate.
I think he beats Alabama. I mean, yeah, they beat Alabama.
Ooh. Okay.
You know I'm just messing with you, right, Flo? You know I'm just messing with you, right?
Flo, hold on, Flo.
You know I'm coming for the jugular, right?
I know.
Hey, can I go, Omar?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
go
finish
ahead.
up, Ken. Oh,
all right. So
Omar's winding up.
Here's what I want you to understand, Jake. That LSU got A&M, then they got Bama, Florida, Vanderbilt, then Oklahoma. Think about it, Jake. Think about it. Let that marinate on your mind. That's all I got, Flo.
Okay. All right, Professor. What's your upset alert?
Well, gentlemen, someone on this panel, well, actually, I think everybody on this panel, but someone specifically forgot that I am a former professor at said Vanderbilt University.
I didn't forget. I brought it up.
Texas is going to come in and get an upset, and the goalposts are going back down Broadway once again tomorrow night. And your boy, the professor, will run out there and jump on with them, and we're going to the Cumberland, baby. We are going. Texas goes down. Vanderbilt, who was 1-12 last year, 0-12 the year before, are now the Cinderella darlings, 6-2. It started with the Virginia Tech upset. I have Virginia Tech homies here. They were sad and crying. Then Kentucky came into town, got that L. Alabama comes into town, catches that L. Kentucky, L. Ball State, L. The Commodores, baby. The Vanderbilt Commodores. Shout out where I gave many students a wonderful education. It is a wonderful university. Shout out.
If y'all
Vanderbilt, Texas is on upset alert.
I better not see him start again. If they'll win that game, I better see Quinn Ewers sit down for the rest of the damn season.
Look what Nard said. Dogs lose 2 more.
And I asked Nard about his team. What Florida done did? What the Gators did? Nothing.
Not much.
Florida has fallen on hard times, haven't they?
Hard time.
Real hard time.
Florida and Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma too. Yep. All right. Any other college before we move into some NFL and wrap this nice in a nice neat bow and wrap this show up?
We good on the college, man.
All right. Let's move on So Sunday night,
Well,
Monday night
unless,
football.
real quick, does
Yeah.
anybody think that Illinois has a chance to upset #1 Oregon? I don't. But does anybody else?
I doubt it.
I don't
No,
know. My upset alert. I was going to throw it in there. Nebraska upsetting Ohio State.
I thought about that.
Yeah.
About that one.
Yeah, I just feel like they're coming off a big loss. I think they're going to be hyped to come in, and that would bring them back up to, this would be the kind of like their championship game to beat Ohio State, knock them out of the, we'll see. All right.
NFL.
Okay. NFL. I'm trying to remember. Sunday night football, was that the Jets and the Steelers? I'm trying to remember.
Jets Steelers.
Steelers. It was a close game throughout, and then Russ, and I told Jake, Fields looked better with the Steelers. Is it a possibility Russ looks better with the Steelers than he did with the Broncos? Because to me, Sean Payton never gave him a chance. He never gave Russ a chance, and so he comes in. They scored 30, the most they've scored all season. Russ looked a little early. He would knocking some rust off, but for the most part, he played a pretty solid game. Canteen, what do you think? Jets, Steelers, are the Steelers done? Are the Steelers for real? And are the Jets done?
All right, man. So when we look at this game flow, Russell Wilson went 16 for 29, 264 yards, 2 touchdowns. Najee Harris, 21 carries, 102 yards, 1 touchdown. George Pickens, 5 receptions, 111 yards, 1 touchdown. Aaron Rodgers, 24 for 39, 276 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Breece Hall, 12 carries, 38 yards, 1 touchdown. And he was their receiving guy, 6 receptions, 103 yards. Jets were done, man. Jets were toast.
Okay.
Hang them up to next year, man. They got Devontae.
Ooh.
They
just got him, though.
He was a great addition, but it's going to take more than that. Then you fire Saleh. Robert Salah, whatever his name is, but then he got a job. He got another job now.
His pronunciation.
Don't downplay him. He's with Green Bay now. He's with Green Bay, right?
Who? Salah?
Your boy, he with Green Bay.
Oh, Salah is?
Yeah.
He already got
I didn't know they hired him.
They hired him off the cuff.
Oh wow.
Now, let's talk about I think Pittsburgh is serious. When we currently look at the AFC North right now, beyond Baltimore,
and what about Russ? He looked good.
Russ looked good on paper.
Better than Broncos, Russ. Let's ride.
And so Jake want to try to throw shade and try to bury the guy.
Right.
He looked good. I think Sean Payton didn't give the guy a chance. Sean Payton didn't give the guy an opportunity.
Right. He wanted him out from the get-go.
The games. He didn't do
what do you think, Omar? Are the Jets done? And is Russ going to start to cook a little with the Steelers?
All right. So,
Omar, before you go, bring realization into this, please. Please, Omar.
I'm gonna say I know that there's been some levity to this situation because we all want to make fun of Hot Take Jake because it's very easy.
Please make fun of him.
Very comical to make fun of Mr. Hot Take. But one thing he said though does resonate correctly, and that is the fact that Russ just isn't that good anymore. Did he have a first good game?
Look better than he did with Denver.
Like, sure, yeah, and that's what I'm getting to.
Okay.
Did Sean Payton not want him there from the beginning? Maybe. We don't know the inner workings of his mind, but we can assume that may be the place. But are you going to say you cannot say that he did not give Russell Wilson a chance? You can say that he did not put Russell Wilson in good positions to succeed. But you cannot.
There you go.
Okay.
But you cannot say that he didn't give him a chance because he ran him out there every week, and Russell Wilson still didn't do nothing. So,
but he did threaten. He did threaten to sit him if he didn't take a pay cut,
which is very messed up. And I hate that teams are doing that these days and can even have that in their artistry.
Oh my gosh, Omar.
Where you at, Professor?
I can't hear you. Are you muted?
I think he muted, man. So
Professor.
Suck there in Denver.
There you go. You're back. You were muted for a while. Yeah, we couldn't hear you for a minute. For the last 30 seconds. When you start going off about Russ and what happened with him. Oh Lord.
Oh, okay. So did you hear me say the part about Sean Payton?
No, yes. we missed most of that part. We heard the first part.
That you didn't like that he did that.
Okay. What I was saying is that So what I was saying is that Sean Payton did not put him in positions to succeed, but that does not mean that he did not give him a chance. He ran Russell Wilson out there week after week. Russell Wilson just was not a good quarterback. Now, does that mean that Mike Tomlin is not going to put him in better situations? We hope so. And it looks like from the first game, and to try to get the ball out to a bunch of times, which is better than the plan that they had in Denver. But I also am not going to get into the whole thing I said about Sean Payton being a morally reprehensible coach. And a pretty crappy.
You better stop with what he's doing
right. Reprehensible. Reprehensible.
He's overachieving already.
All right. Yeah, so before you go, Jake, I know you got dying to go, but there's something we got to do.
Who's that?
Somebody's here. Long time friend. We haven't seen him in a while. Some people call him Blue. He's the one, the only lover. Hold on, I'm trying.
I wear a shirt just for you, Joe. Just wear a shirt just for you, Jake. Just wear a shirt just for you, buddy.
There's some horrors
in this house. This house.
That's pretty good. I like that. That's pretty funny.
Okay.
Welcome, Clubber D, the one, the only.
Let me start with the Jets real quick. By the way, Jake called the Jets from the get-go. I think I had Flo. I don't know who else picked the Jets to make the playoffs. I don't know why y'all believed in that team. That team is straight trash. Shocker there. Those guys suck. A-Rod just turned that team into the worst franchise ever. He tried to be a GM and practically failed like that. Second off.
Not wrong.
Steelers. Guys, I'm not taking this team seriously until 2 weeks from now. They get the Giants next in a bye week. And then they got to go against the Commanders, the Ravens twice, the Bengals twice. They got to face the Browns at least once. They have a gauntlet coming up.
That is a pretty
Show me
good
Russ.
season.
Let's see if Russ can cook then.
And a gauntlet.
That's what I want.
The
Steelers' defense is solid, though. You act like the Steelers got a better defense than all those teams. All those teams.
Because I've seen Russ against.
He just scored 37 points. He just scored 37 points on the Jets. That's the most anybody scored on all season in probably 2 seasons.
The Jets are terrible now, Flo. They're not good anymore. Robert Saleh
the defense is no good. The defense is no good.
Hey.
So you're saying the defense is no good either?
Come on, man.
The defense got worse after Robert Saleh left.
What?
Look at the
Come
stats.
Come on. Right away, just like that.
They're not that good anymore. Coaching matters. Sorry.
Coaching does matter, but you can't say they're that bad. They're in the top 10 in everything.
The Jets are bad in general. A-Rod is a freaking, what is that? He's a black cat. That is a bad thing.
Oh, my God.
What?
Okay. All right, Clubber, give us your wisdom on the football scene. Are the Jets done, as Jake is saying, and maybe Omar said it in Canteen? And is this kind of a revitalization of Russell Wilson? He looked a lot better than he did with the Broncos. Can the Pittsburgh Steelers make a push here?
I'll start with the Jets. The Jets are just they're dumpster fire. I mean, you fire a coach that actually has your defense playing like you're something. Rodgers has been just terrible with them. They basically bent over backwards to accommodate him, and now they're trading for Devontae Adams, which is just. I mean, Nathaniel Hackett wasn't working. I don't think so because their defense was top notch. It was up there as one of the better defenses, and losing the mastermind. I think it's gonna trend downwards. And Russell, it's hard to. I don't know. Like this could. I don't know if it's fool's gold Russell or is he back to his old ways because he actually looked pretty good the other night.
That's what I'm saying.
He looked pretty good. This might be he knows this is his last hurrah, so he has to take it serious.
Right.
I don't know. This is a wait and see for me, but I actually liked what I saw with him. I actually did.
Right.
It's not the Broncos Russell.
Right. Yeah, definitely not the Broncos Russ, or maybe partial Seattle Russ. 75% of Seattle Russ. Maybe
he don't run no more. I know that.
I hated him.
He had wide open gaps, and he didn't even try and run.
Maybe he don't want to run. Maybe he still got. Remember he had a calf injury. Maybe he don't want to re-injure that.
He's old, man. You gotta remember he's old. He ain't young.
All I know is a sitting quarterback is a sitting duck waiting to happen, man.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now.
But he looks better. Looks better than he was with the Broncos. All right, so let's look at much better.
Without him too.
Much better.
Broncos look better without him too.
Not much better. All right, so here we go.
What?
Not really. All right, so here we go. The Ravens and the Buccaneers. Ravens kind of pulled out.
Hello.
And then Bucks kind of made a little bit of a run, but made it look better. But they
so
probably
mad.
didn't have a chance.
I'm so mad.
Okay. Unfortunately, Evans got hurt late in the game, and then they lost Godwin on one of the last plays of the game. Pretty sad for the Buccaneers. I feel bad for them, but the Ravens look pretty good. I kind of surprising they went away from Henry a little bit. He didn't get it was a big gap there where he didn't even get a rush. Kind of odd how they're playing with him. Are they saving him? Or are they just not using him correctly? Anyway, what do you guys think? Go ahead, Ken. Tell us about this game.
Omar, I would have cooked you. I would have cooked Omar in fantasy if all my other supporting cast had been healthy. If I had some good receivers, running backs, and everything else, because the numbers that Lamar Jackson put up, I would have beat Omar. But let me say this right here, man. It was a great game. 41-31. Omar beat me, whatever. But here's the thing. Lamar Jackson went 17 for 22, 281 yards, threw for 5 touchdowns. Henry, 15 carries, 169 yards.
15 carries, that's so odd.
Bateman, 4 receptions, 121 yards. At the end of the day, man, you have to take the Ravens serious at this point in the season, man.
Okay.
They look good. They look good both ways. Tampa Bay is going to bounce back, but here's the thing, Flo. Tampa Bay better beat Atlanta Sunday. If Tampa Bay beat Atlanta Sunday, I can take Tampa Bay serious, and I can put Tampa Bay at the top of the NFC South.
But he's got both of his top targets are injured though, Canteen. I mean, that's kind of
you talking about
Tampa Bay.
Evans, they hurt.
Yeah, Evans is hurt and Godwin's out for the season probably. I mean, that's kind of rough. If they beat y'all, then that says something about y'all.
If they beat Atlanta horrible. But if Atlanta wins, like I told you, I believe that Atlanta can win the South.
I mean, we're
right
talking
now
about
because
Atlanta,
all the injuries that the Saints got, and then don't even worry about Carolina. Carolina gonna start Bryce Young this week anyway, man. So that's irrelevant at this point.
Go ahead, Omar. Tell us about this game.
Go ahead, Omar.
Yeah, I think what we're missing and the reason why, I know the reason why Derrick Henry didn't have as many carries. You got to remember at one point in the third quarter, they were up 41 to 16. So at that point, they started running Justice Hill and started passing him the ball. I know because I was playing him in fantasy and I kept remembering his name popping up. And I was like, damn, run Derrick Henry with the ball. So that's why it was because they had a good enough lead. But shout out to the
but don't you run the ball more with a big lead?
Right, but that doesn't mean you have to run the same player. You can use your backups at that point more.
Yeah, but they didn't use the backups either.
Look, I just told you they were running the ball with Justice Hill. He is their number one backup. What are you talking about? Anyways.
He ran it 5 times, 4 yards.
And he caught the ball as well. He's not just a running back. Will you stop interrupting me?
Okay.
Please.
I'm just saying that's not a good point because if you're way ahead, that's why you have a run game.
Okay, but when you're that far ahead, and you have a running back who's in his older years, sometimes you just want to give him a break. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Maybe that's okay.
Sure.
Anyways.
Okay.
Ravens are the team to beat in the AFC. I know that the Chiefs are undefeated and that the Ravens lost their first 2 games. But if you have seen the way that they have continued since then, they're averaging over 31 points a game. Now, I know their defense is a little still down after they lost Patrick Queen and some other people. It's not looking as great as the usual Baltimore years. But if you look at Kansas City, their defense, they're the opposite. Their defense is carrying them. They're looking as good as in previous years. So both of them have their flaws. I'm still going with Baltimore at this point, now that they have won 5 in a row and are looking a little bit more stronger on the offensive side of the ball.
Okay. What do you think, Jake? I mean, we've seen this before, though. I mean, the Ravens were first place last year. I think they were better last year. They had a better chance last year because Kansas City was really down last year. They weren't even playing as well, especially on offense. A lot of drops by the wide receivers.
I didn't say that wasn't the question. I would agree with that.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying we've seen this before from the Ravens, and it's just the postseason, I think, is the issue here with the Ravens.
Well, you may be right about that.
What do you think, Jake, about this game? What does this tell you about these teams?
As of right now, the Ravens do look the best in the AFC. Here's what I'll say.
Okay. Thank you, Jake. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, they look the best right now. Here's what I'll say, though. They need to establish, because if you saw at the beginning of the game, the Bucks were able to sack them many times. When they have to pass, they were getting to them easy. They don't have a good pass to offense, in my opinion. I think they need to establish a running game early, and when they don't establish it early, they do struggle a bit. Now, once Lamar gets his feet set in and they do get a couple of pistol running formations, they usually start doing that pistol formation, let him run the ball, give Derrick Henry the ball a couple times. Mm-hmm. They look dangerous as ever. I will say this, though. Lamar, I don't want to see another MVP if you don't put a Super Bowl next to it. Please, 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 please do what you got to do in the postseason, man. In the postseason, please.
All right. Is this another case, Clubber D, of Peyton Manning prior to him going to the Super Bowl? You know, he can win the regular season, but the postseason can't win in the postseason.
Yeah,
what do you think about these two teams?
It's weird with Lamar because he just now got over his hump of actually doing something in the playoffs last year, and it's. You got to take some of the stuff with him getting better and it would be a grain of salt because you got to look at his record against the NFC. He's only lost maybe something crazy,
once. Like 22-1, I think.
Yeah, something wild he's ever lost to the NFC. So you got to take that in consideration with looking at what he's doing now and him being just amazing during the regular season. Now, then bouncing back with the going 0-2 and where they are now, I love it. But is this going to translate to the postseason? And usually I would disagree with Jake because it's like, Peyton Manning got MVP when it should have been Dominic Rose that year in a Super Bowl because who cares about being MVP in the Super Bowl? But I think because sometimes you give it to the player that's no one assumes will win it. But I feel this year Lamar kind of has to be that guy all the way to the Super Bowl,
right?
To be really justified. So yeah.
So shouldn't they be worried, Clubber? Because the defense looks nothing like it has in years past. The Ravens' offense looks just as good as they have in the past couple of years, but the defense is giving up a lot.
Defense can make you look better sometimes. I mean, but you got to understand. I mean, it's hit or miss with him. He's been MVP twice, so he knows what to do during the regular season. And he has always had a good defense, but kind of like how you said earlier, the Chiefs, Mahomes ain't playing too good at that now, but their defense is lights out, right? And helping them to get to the next level. And all you hear is Mahomes' greatness when he's not doing what Mahomes would do, but he's still getting that credit.
I'll say with this, Mahomes is struggling, but he comes up with big plays when he needs to. And I think that's the key for this season for him. He comes up with the big play, the big run, whenever he has to. And that's what happened, I think, this season. And the defense, of course, is playing really well.
I wasn't trying to disparage the Chiefs' offense either. Obviously, they're still a top offense. I was just saying they're not like they were when Mahomes first came on the scene. You know what I mean?
Okay. Speaking of the Chiefs, I mean, will Hopkins make a difference? What do you guys think for the Chiefs' offense? Is this, like you said, they've struggled some. They lost Pacheco as well. I mean, they've had some injuries, but bringing in DeAndre Hopkins, is that going to make a difference in the offense for them?
Every time there's an injury, I feel bad for the Chiefs and the 49ers because they are just going through it this year. So I know Clever D is
right. They undefeated. How the hell them? They undefeated.
Yeah, but I mean, they still had a lot of injuries. You got to say that's pretty good perseverance, though. You know what I mean?
To me, they're undefeated.
Go ahead, Cam.
Man, like I said, man, people win through the regular season, but when we get to the playoffs, that's what matters. I think that Hopkins is a great addition. But let's talk around wild card and divisional round, and when it's time to play playoff football, man. That's what I want to talk about.
Okay,
it's cool right now.
Okay, let's look at the other Monday night game. Chargers and the Cardinals. Cardinals pull out a miracle. Basically,
we'll get to those playoff games in a few weeks, kid.
Yeah, we will.
What do you want?
Chargers lose. Cardinals win. Cardinals have just been up and down. Sometimes they play well, and sometimes Murray looks good. Sometimes he struggles quite a bit, and they lose. And the defense looks good sometimes, but most of the time they haven't looked good. Canteen, Chargers, and Cardinals. Tell us about these two teams. They're mirror images on the different sides of the conference, AFC, NFC. What do you think about these teams? Are they playoff teams at this point?
Hell no.
Okay, neither one. Okay.
No.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you look at Justin Herbert went 27-39. He threw for 349 yards. J.K. Dobbins had 14 carries for 40 yards. And some guy named Disley, I don't even know his name. He had 8 receptions and 81 yards or whatever.
But the Cardinals in second place, Cam.
Kyler Murray had a decent game. 14 with 26, 145 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 reception. But then, like I said, here's what we look at, Flo.
Okay.
The NFC West right now.
Right.
You got the 49ers in a frenzy. You got the Cardinals on the bubble, and you got Seattle.
Starting to look like Seattle.
Here's what's going to happen, man.
Like
the Cowboys better win Sunday Night Football. The Cowboys got to win Sunday night.
What does this have to do with what we're talking about? The Cardinals and
hey, why are we bringing the Cowboys into this?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking. I don't know. We're talking about the Cardinals
okay, you guys.
The Chargers.
Both teams are horrible. When we look at both of those teams, they're both horrible.
Okay.
As I just said, Sunday night has a lot to do with what's going to happen next. Chargers, they're done for the rest of the year.
Okay.
Based off of my AFC West compadres, you got the Raiders and you got the Broncos. What do you think about the Chargers? They're done.
Okay.
Well,
what do you think, Omar?
I don't know what Canteen just said. I'm sorry, I love you, Canteen, but I have no clue what you just said. What that analysis was that came out of your mouth. I'm so sorry. I have no clue what you just. I'm so confused right now. I don't even know how to. All right. Anyways.
Did you zone out, Omar? What's going on over there?
What was the question? No, it was the question. He didn't even answer the question. He just started talking about the Cowboys. That nothing to do.
No.
I said. No, well, the question was, Canteen. Omar. I believe, are both these teams still playoff teams? Are they still
no?
Playoff
they both suck. Canteen, right. They both suck, and I don't want to talk about either one of them. The Chargers have a long way to go with the new coach, and Justin Herbert doesn't fit that system. Kyler Murray needs a lot more weapons than just Marvin Harrison Jr. and James Conner. And the Cardinals are still not doing anything either. Move on.
Okay. What do you think, Hot Take Jake? I mean, the Cardinals are in second place and they're undefeated in the division. They're 2-0 in the division right now. So got a slight edge. Seeing how the Seahawks have been looking lately. Either of these teams playoff teams? I know how you feel about the Chargers, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, the Cardinals, I don't take serious. They're too hot and cold.
Okay.
Also, I think the Niners win that division by default.
Wow.
They're the better team through it all. They have the better head coach out of all of them. Here's the other part, though. This is what I meant by Russ.
No, it's not really shot fire, though, because he's not wrong. I mean, San Francisco should win that division just because they're better than everybody.
By default, though.
Yeah. I mean, if they had all their players healthy, they wouldn't be 3-3.
Right
so.
3-4.
I'm going to add this in for the Chargers. I tried to warn everybody that Herbert doesn't fit Harbaugh's system, and I said after this season, there's going to be rumblings. I said this at the beginning of the year. There's going to be rumblings that Harbaugh's not liking him because he doesn't fit his scheme.
Oh yeah, he's gone after the season. Oh yeah,
And boy, do I see it more and more, and I love it because we were just talking about Russ looks better with the Steelers. No, Sean looks better without Russ. We are now in second place in the AFC West, fellas, because of what the Chargers just did. The Chargers do not look good. This is what I mean by cold.
You use that to hype up the Broncos? Get out of here, man. What are we doing?
Hey,
you and Canteen both just need to go off.
I'm not hyping up now. I'm just saying the proof is in the pudding. The numbers don't lie, man. What y'all mad about the numbers?
What numbers? You didn't even mention numbers.
You didn't say one number.
You didn't even say a number. There was no numbers involved in that take.
One guy who didn't even give no stats. He talking about EA numbers.
As I was saying, though, the Chargers are in a world of trouble. They don't have any wide receivers. Quentin Johnson is their best wide receiver, and he's hurt.
Right.
And he's not even that great. Good luck. Good luck, Chargers. You got to work.
All right, Clever D. Everybody's in unison here, at least as far as these teams being playoff teams. I mean, you know the Cardinals are better than anybody. Can they possibly make a push for the playoffs? I mean, they're killing in the division. I'm not talking to you, Canteen. I'm asking Clever D.
This will be my closing argument. So I got to roll because I got to watch this Suns game. Okay. Now, I'll start with the Cardinals. I'm sorry. I'll start with what Jake was saying. Herbert, I think he's gone. Harbaugh, that is not a good fit. When you saying the Niners might win the division, I got to take my glasses off for this one.
By default, he said.
By default or not by default, don't matter.
I mean, that's what Jake said. I'm just repeating what Jake said.
I don't see that happening because the Seahawks just went cross country and played at 1:00 and won
and beat Atlanta.
They whooped tail on Sunday. Usually that's pretty tough for a West Coast team to do that.
Okay.
Even the Cardinals, when they played the Bills, they were up on the Bills the first game of the season, and then they, so the Cardinals got some fight. Their defense had some fight. I will say that the reason why I do not see the Niners winning that division is because
No, oh wow, okay.
No, I don't. Not anymore. With the injuries, the injuries that we have, and the lack of adjustments that Shanahan and a coordinator finally is making his first year coordinator. He's finally making on defensive side.
Right.
If they keep playing the way they're playing, they're not going to win. So I don't see that happening. This Cowboys game is a big game for both of us to see where they want to be, because the Cowboys just got smacked and everybody can run against them. But if the Niners don't win this game, if Jordan Mason doesn't get the ball 25 to 30 times and have at least 150 yards, they're cooked. They're not. If they can't beat the Cowboys, they're gonna be cooked for the year. So I just don't see them doing it. You do not let the Cardinals leave you scoreless in two quarters after halftime. Right. You can't let that happen. You cannot let the Rams come back and beat you, Kyle Shanahan. Right. You can't continue to be up and let this happen. You cannot hold Patrick Mahomes to his worst game ever, and you still can't win the game. You got players running the wrong route.
Can I ask you this? Right. We know the Cowboys are trash this year. I called that away.
Yeah,
but
they are.
Here's the difference with your team. I think your heart and soul is still not there. If C-Mac comes back, and I've heard from Juan and Matt on my other pod that he should be back after your bye week. Does that not give you no hope at all?
He'll be open to practice. He won't be back yet because that Achilles is serious. He's not really the heart and soul. The really heart and soul is Drake Greenlaw, who tore his Achilles in the Super Bowl. That's really the person who kind of gets everybody in check. Fred Warner is a tone setter, but Greenlaw is the heart and soul of his aggressiveness, and we don't have that on defense right now. We're missing that. And Bosa's there, but he's just not a leader like that. On offense, C-Mac, if you look at Jordan Mason, he's the second in the league in rushing right now. They barely even check the ball down to him. He can catch also. So I felt like Shanahan just overworked C-Mac last year. He's a great player, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But with Ayuk out, he's been out. Debo just got out the hospital today with flu.
Right. He had pneumonia.
Right.
Yeah, he had pneumonia.
I mean,
we have trash. We don't. This is my closing thought is with the Niners, third round of the draft, we want to draft tight ends and kickers, people we don't need, and we have a trash turnstile as a right tackle, and we don't address that. So it is what it is.
Yeah, we're live, Jay. Okay, got Clever D. Very salient points. And I said this last year. I felt like last year was your year to win the Super Bowl. I mean, because the Chiefs were down, even though they made the Super Bowl, they were struggling mightily, especially with the wide receivers making the most drops in the NFL that season, and you guys were relatively healthy most of the year. And I just thought that this year from the beginning of the season, I thought you guys were gonna have some injuries. I mean, I didn't think it'd be this many, but I figured that T-Mac would get banged up. Debo might get more banged up, and I just figured you'd have more injuries that you were relatively healthy last year.
2020 all over. 2020 all over again.
Yeah, go ahead, Omar.
I just do want to say one thing to back up both of you gentlemen. Depending on when Christian McCaffrey does come back, San Francisco's biggest issue so far has been its red zone offense. They rank 27th in red zone
he would help
conversion
out
rate,
with that.
and he will. He will. So
that's what I'm
that's
hoping.
exactly what you said. He will help out with that.
Well,
you're scoring a lot of field goals instead of touchdowns.
I'll say this with the red zone. Shanahan's play calling has been pretty bad in the red zone because yes, you guys are absolutely right with CMC not being there, and he's always easy, someone that can take people to guard him. But there's been people open, and this play calling just makes no sense at times. You're having Brock Purdy do like a 4 or 5 step drop when the right tackle is a turnstile, literally at the Metro, and he tries to throw the ball, gets hit, it gets intercepted. You don't run the ball. Like even when we play Brian Flores, Jim Schwartz, and Steve Spagnuolo, Kyle Shanahan is like 0-14 or something crazy like that. Those defense coordinators know how to play him. You play man coverage, he does not adapt. Okay, so that's the issue with Kyle. He doesn't adapt. We don't know what a hurry up offense is. We have no 2-minute rule. So I'm about to fly out to Santa Clara and talk to somebody about this. I'm getting sick of this.
All right, that's Clever D, the Combat G. People call him the Wolf. We appreciate you joining the show, Clever D.
Thank you, brother.
See you next time.
Y'all have fun.
All right, man.
Ball and Buds.
Appreciate you, Clever.
Check him out on Ball and Buds. All right, here we go. All right. So, any games you want to talk about this weekend? We can wrap this up.
Hey, whatever y'all talk about. I'm good, man.
Okay.
I'm good.
I mean, I don't care.
We already hit the college.
I don't want to hit every game because we're kind of deep into the show. I don't want to.
I'm just looking through Viking. Let's just do quick picks. Let's do quick picks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hit the big game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Flo.
All right. So let's see here. Let's go Falcons Buccaneers. That's a big game for both teams. Buccaneers banged up a little. Falcons Kirk Cousins didn't look good last game. They're struggling a little bit. It feels like they're both 4-3. What do y'all got?
I'm gonna go Falcons 27, Buccaneers 20, Falcons by 7. Statement game, man. Statement game for the division, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it sucks. The Falcons are actually 2.5 point favorites as the away team.
They're underdogs now. Yeah, the Falcons.
They're underdogs.
The Falcons are favorites. You're right.
Yeah, that's what
Did
I
you
said.
say that? Okay. Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
I heard
Falcons
you wrong.
are 2.5 point favorites. I meant as the away team. Anyways,
right.
But the reason that is what we saw. It was really sad, as you mentioned.
Right.
Godwin went down. Evans went down. There's no offense. There's nothing anymore. They have Cade Otton and a 3-headed running back crew. That's it.
Right.
Falcons win this game. They cover the spread as well. I'll take them 24-20. I'll say.
Falcons. Okay. What do you got, Ken? I mean, hot take.
It's my hot take. I already gave you mine, bro.
All right. I changed it. Calm down.
Falcons win 23-20.
23-20. Okay. I think it'll be a close game. I think because of all the injuries, I think the Bucs are going to struggle. They're at home. They play better at home. Falcons struggling. Man, it will be a close game. I like 23-20. I'm gonna go something a little closer. I'm gonna go 21-22. 21-22. Let's see what happens. All right. Another big game for both teams. Both teams have struggled all season up and down for different reasons. Eagles looked good last game. The Bengals struggled, but still won. 4-2 for the Eagles, 3-4 for the Bengals. I think it's a bigger game for the Bengals because of their season and their division. What do you got here on this Bengals or Eagles at the Bengals? Bengals up 2.5 point favorites.
So for me, man, I think the Bengals are at home. I think the Bengals make a big statement, man. I mean the Eagles are playing. They're playing with one wing. A bird has 2 wings. The Eagles playing with one wing. They're 4-2.
Stupid. True though.
What was he about to say? They're playing with one wing. They're not prominent at this point.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Bengals 30, Eagles 24.
Okay. 30-24 Bengals. Okay.
Yeah.
Professor?
And Cincy.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely not wrong about looking like they're playing with one wing or flying with one wing because their offense has been so up and down this season. Flow after,
Flow. They also said blowout
of me denying your assertions of the discontent and demise between.
There is discontent there.
Dick Sirianni. There is some obviously discontent that is now seeping in further and further. Philadelphia's defense has at least been solid enough to keep them in the thick of things. I think they can still figure this out. But you're right; they definitely need to get back on the same page. But the fact that this is in Cincinnati, and Cincinnati is now on their way back up after their normal slow start to the season, I'm going to take Cincinnati at home. The spread is 2.5. I'll take the Bengals by a field goal. Let's go 27-24.
Okay.
It's bird season, like I said, guys. Bengals win 27-20.
Bengals 27-20. Okay. I don't
know
if it's burst season, but the Bengals tend to look better after the fourth or fifth game for some reason every season. And the Eagles, like I said from the beginning, there's some turmoil there between the coach and the quarterback is still lingering. They had a good game. They got their receivers back, or at least they got their big time receiver back. This is his second game back, and he looks solid. And so I think they're on the road. The Bengals really need this game more, and they're starting to get on track now. I see the Bengals winning this game. Probably, I think it's going to be close, high scoring. Most of the Bengals games have been high scoring because of their defense. So they'll let the Eagles stay in this game. Another quadfecta. We all picked the same team this time. The Bengals win this one 30-27.
The curse of the trifecta, the quadfecta.
I think we usually get it right when we all pick the same team.
Did we get it right? Okay, never mind. All right.
Yeah, we usually get it right if we're all picking the same team.
We should start betting that.
I know we should. All right, so the Bills and the Seahawks, both these teams need a win. Bills have been up and down roller coaster as per usual. Seahawks kind of the same thing. They look great early, and now these last few games they've struggled. Geno Smith turning back to a pumpkin slightly. What do you got here, Canteen? Bills at the Seahawks. Seahawks are 3-point under home dogs. What do you got?
I'm going to go 34-27. Seahawks on the road, man.
Ooh.
Upset.
Seahawks, they're not on the road. They're at home.
They're not on the road.
I mean the Bills 34-27. Bills upset on the road at the Seahawks.
Oh, Bills upset on the road. Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
My bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I agree. What you're looking at, Flo, and what people have not been realizing is that these splits for Seahawks quarterback Geno Smith have continued the same pattern that they have indoors. He's awesome. 11 starts indoors. He has 23 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 108 passer rating, 26 games outdoors.
Hey, Flo, your boy talking crazy, man.
Seattle plays outdoors. 32 touchdowns, 22 interceptions, and only 88.5% rating. So he is demonstrably worse outdoors than indoors, which sucks because he plays outdoors at a home stadium. Buffalo wins this, I agree, by at least a touchdown. Let's go. I think that's a good score, actually, around that 34 mark. Let's go 35-28 Buffalo.
Flo, your boy talking trash in the comments.
I know he talking mad. Talking mad trash.
Hey, you scared to come on the show? You scared to come on the show?
Yeah. What do you got, Jake? Bills at Seahawks.
Appreciate you. Always spitting them facts.
Appreciate you, Jake.
Fun fact: Josh Allen hasn't even thrown a pick this season. I'm so proud of him. With that,
is a fun fact.
I think the Bills destroy.
Why didn't you get that one? That's something you point out usually.
That is something I would point out. Wait a second. He hasn't thrown an interception all season? Really?
He hasn't thrown an interception at all this season.
Wow.
He's had a fumble, but he's not throwing an interception. He wins this game cleanly. The Bills are a better team. I'm going to go 27-13. It's going to be a blowout.
27 or 37?
27-13.
27-13.
Okay. They looked good early. I mean, they did beat the Cardinals and the Dolphins and the Jaguars, but all those teams haven't looked good this year. They haven't been great. They lost big to the Ravens, lost a close one to the Texans, barely beat the Jets, beat the Titans. So they've only beaten mediocre to bad teams. Seahawks are probably in the mediocre. They're not necessarily a bad team. I think this is going to be a pretty close game. Seattle's going to play tough at home. I think Gino's going to make just enough mistakes to let the Bills win this game. I think this will be a tight game throughout. I think the Bills edge it out, though. So it's going to be a close game. I'm going to go 30-27. Bills, we eke this one out on the road. That's another quadfecta for us. All right, so another teams that we did not, most people did not pick to make the playoff. They're looking like playoff teams, both of these teams. Bears at the Commanders. Bears at 4-2. Caleb Williams, 2 rookie quarterbacks. I don't know if Jaden's going to play this game. I haven't looked it up. Commanders at 5-2, but Mariota looked pretty good in this offense. Okay, and Marcus Mariota looked pretty good in this offense, scoring 40 points last game. So this could still be a good game. What do you got here, Canteen?
Blowout, man. We're gonna be a blowout.
What?
A blowout by who?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna go 40-17, man.
40-17. Who?
We're gonna watching the Commanders, man.
Without Jaden Daniels?
Marcus Mariota?
Hold on, let me backtrack. Let's backtrack.
Yeah, I think you need to back. I think you
backtrack.
I was
gonna say
a little bit on that one, buddy.
So we got Mariota under the helm. Let's backtrack.
Yeah.
I'll go 30-27. The Commanders edge them out by 3.
30-27. Commanders still win. Okay.
I had to back it up, bro. Had to back it up.
He's still talking trash about you, Canty.
I mean, I still don't think they're
going to
get dirty with Mariota because
I don't either.
I've seen the story with Mariota over and over and over.
But he scored 40 last game, Omar.
That's fine. But I mean, that's they had a fumble return for a touchdown. They had a bunch of rushing touchdowns. So let's not act like he was on it. He's a good game manager. I like Marcus Mariota. Great. But right now, the Bears are riding a 3-game winning streak. Their defense is playing superb, 13 takeaways in 6 games. They have emerged as a legitimate contender. Jaden Daniels' absence is going to hurt the Commanders. I actually have the Bears eking out a field goal victory here, 17-14 over the Commanders. Actually, that's a little too low. Let's go with 20-17.
Bears. Oh, okay. What do you got, Jake?
Yeah, I think Bears win this one only because Jaden Daniels, he's probably the best quarterback in the NFC East now. So I'm gonna go without him. They're not doing that. I'm gonna go 24-21. Bears win that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Before you go, Flo.
Yeah.
I have an awesome professor stat that I heard earlier today. Jaden Daniels is the only player ever. Shoot, I'm blanking now. It was 50.
Omar.
200 yards passing, 60 yards rushing, and a touchdown per game or something like that over the first 5 games ever in history to be done. Something like that. I have to get the right. Damn it, I had it.
Omar, you're trying to upstage the hot take Jake with the.
No, I was trying to help
Josh
out.
Allen
I was trying to help Jake out. I was trying to help him.
Hey,
I heard you said earlier.
J-Dawes,
I thought
I
I
ain't
would
saying
have
no
done
more.
it correctly.
J-Dawes, you keep saying I'm trash, but I keep winning. I'm trash, but I keep beating Flo every week, but I'm trash.
You don't beat me every week. Get out of here.
Crazy.
You lose every week. You lose every week. All right, so the Bears Commanders, I think without Jaden Daniels, I think for sure this is a Bears edge. They're 2.5-point favorites on the road, and I think most of that is because Jaden Daniels is out. Marcus Mariota, like you said, Omar is a great game manager, and I like Cliff Kingsbury, how he's handled him, and maybe he's able to edge this out. I'm not sure, but the Bears defense is pretty solid. And Commanders haven't played a solid defense, and I think the only time they did they struggled. I can't remember who they played. Let's see, the Ravens. No, that wasn't it. Buccaneers. So I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I think the Bears will pull this out with their defense. I think it will be a little higher scoring, maybe something like 26-20. Bears pull this out on the road, mainly because Jaden Daniels is out. All right. I don't know why it laughed back. All right, that's it, guys. Any final thoughts? We're going to wrap this up and head into the weekend. I would do the Cowboys game, but it's a Sunday night game, so we don't do that until Sunday Surge.
Oh, okay.
Sunday Surge. We always wait on those. We always wait on those, Omar. I know you haven't been here in a while. So.
I know one of them is trash. I'm not sure which one.
Wow.
Maybe all three, not me.
Hey, J-Dawes, you gonna stop disrespecting me, man?
He's talking trash, man. All right.
He gonna stop disrespecting me, man.
Hey, we appreciate you. Look us up at The Bottom Line Sports. We are here. I am Flo. That's Can over there. Hot Take Jake, and then the sports professor there in the corner. We are The Bottom Line Sports. Find us on all your platforms. The Bottom Line Sports. Check out Ball and Buds. You can catch Clubber D there as well. We appreciate you, everybody in the comments, Jay, and everybody who's commented on the show, everybody who's watched. Appreciate all you guys. Appreciate the great Jay Doss for coming on the show and giving us your comments and crashing the canteen the whole time you were here. It's okay. We can take it. Appreciate Nard, Tony the Savant, Clubber D, everybody on the show. Find us at The Bottom Line Sports. And then your show, Hot Take Jake, or your other show, once more time.
Final Say Podcast, guys.
The Final Say Podcast.
We'll
check him out.
Wednesday, Friday. TikTok, Spotify, YouTube, we there. Keep going.
Catch him at The Bottom Line. Oh no, The Final Say.
Whoa!
Appreciate it. Who are the guys? Juan and Matty Ice over there. Shout out to those guys. Juan and Matty Ice. That's the Final Say Podcast. Appreciate you. Catch us next time on The Bottom Line Sports. We out of here.
Ball and Buds, baby, subscribe.
Ball and Buds, baby.
Go to Let's Journey.
See you next time. Peace.
Everybody left, bro.
Yeah, everybody gone, man.
It was a good run, man. We did good, man.
That's a good run. Yeah,
it was cool, man.
Man, those dudes, man, like to hype their stuff up, man. They don't ever have to hype up our stuff, man.
We good, bro. Let me tell you
the only time Jake posts on our page is to hype up his show. He never posts.
Bro, we good. Don't worry about that. We cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like I said, man. We'll just rock out for the rest of the year, man. I'm trying to get down there where you at, man.
Okay.
And we'll do something, put something on, man. But don't worry about them guys. Let them guys do them, man. We good.
All right, man.
Good.
Okay.
All right, bro.
All right, man. Take care. God bless.
All right, I'm out, man. Holla at me, man. If you need me, holla at me, man.
All right, man.
All right, bro.
I'm just glad I'm done. I'm glad I'm done with these field exercises.
I know, man. Because I'm telling you, bro, you was kidding me. Because they wanted to go live and stuff, man. But we good, though.
All right, man.
All right, bro. Peace. Yeah, man.